So there have been some notable achievements recently. 3 Lammersville schools, Bethany, Court, and Hansen, were recognized as California Distinguished Schools. So for viewers who may not be familiar with that designation, what does it mean and why is it significant?
I mean, so the state superintendent nominates schools to be California Distinguished Schools, and they have, a lot of criteria on their website. And it's not just, you can't just be high achieving with your high performers. You have to be able to show that any student can achieve at your school, that you're able to educate everyone, even the students that have the greatest challenges. And so to get that honor is really wonderful, because it's nobody can say, oh, you got that because everybody at your school is just naturally smart and school's easy for them. No, you got that because the kids put in the work, the teachers put in the work, the parents were supportive, and they created an environment where every student feels comfortable and safe and able to learn and reach their maximum. Mm-hmm. And so I think it's a really wonderful honor, and it's fun to celebrate those achievements when they happen. And I think we're going to see little awards all over the place from our schools going forward in the future. This is just the beginning.
Yes.
Don't you agree?
Yeah, because we have the art pathway, we have the culinary pathway, we have the kids who go into college through the NCAA, the sports. So it's like we have, everybody can excel because we want to, bring everybody's best thing out. So like I said, you're bringing out a whole human.
Yes.
You're making a whole human, and we are privileged to be, we are able to offer this.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, and with those pathways, what I love is that if a student really just loves computer science, for example, well, they can just go 4 years and do all those classes. But they're not required to. They can take freshman year, I'm going to try computer science. That's not really my thing. And then they do culinary the next year. I think I want to do engineering. They could take a bunch of different classes and get a vast experience, or really hone in on something they know they're passionate about. And there's all the areas, like she said, so kids that are, need their music or their drama have the VAPA pathways, and kids who, need the hands-on experience have some of the engineering pathways. And so I just love that there's, always thinking about what else can we add to support students, and they do so by asking the students.
Yes. And when they take these pathways, at least they know what they don't want. So when they go to college, they're not like guessing themselves, oh my god, am I going to waste a whole year in this major, and then I don't like it. And then you get to do that in high school. And you get to see all these options and see, okay, I'm good at this, I like this, I can see myself doing this for the rest of my life. And that's when adulting comes in.
Yes, yeah. So the decision is probably, their minds probably are set by the time they leave for college.
Correct.
They already know.
Correct.
I would love to take this pathway.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that diversity of different pathways. Okay. So Mountain House was also named the high school, National Blue Ribbon School, one of the highest honors a school can receive in the United States. Tell us about that achievement.
I'm really proud of that achievement, because over the years, the high school started, small and offered a few AP classes, and every year they staff, through feedback from the community and students, were working their hardest to offer more and more opportunities for students, and they've created this I would call it a bastion of achievement, right? There's just so much that has come out of the high school. So we're very high performing, and that part is really wonderful and celebrated, because that the community wants their children to achieve. But you can't just get the National Blue Ribbon again for all high performing. It's also about how did you close the achievement gap. Yes. And this district and the high school is very dedicated to making sure kids get what they need so they can walk out of there prepared for life with a diploma. And with a plan of what they know they want to do. Some kids might just want to go into the workforce, but they're going to be very prepared to do that, or they're going to be prepared for college. And so I love that our learners, that maybe aren't meeting proficiency on state tests, that we're closing that gap and we're getting more kids proficient or above standards. And we won't stop till we're 100%, but we're getting really close, closer and closer.
We have, I also want to add that we have the highest number of biliteracy seal on their diplomas too. That's something unique to here. So if you have another language, you're learning another language, you get to prove that you're excellent in that, and then the biliteracy seal goes on your diploma in the high school, which is something we all are so proud of.
Well, that's good.
And we also have one of the best science Olympiad teams, one of the best math Olympiad teams. So if you have a competition, our school is up there. HOSA team, DECA team, we're all in the internationals and states. So we just, and I think they are setting the boundary, like, you know, the base really well, so that our children can, like, you know, step off of that and like go and prove themselves and bring so many trophies back home.
Yeah, same with music.
Exactly.
And music, high performing, and
with the Forum Music Festival, which is amazing.
Yeah.
They go there.
And you know, even our sports teams, when people underestimated Mountain House, I think, in sports, you know, and our sport, I mean, I've been following the boys volleyball team, and they're just like soaring, you know, and so I think it's wonderful to see like that, wherever a student feels like they have the skills and talents to achieve, there's a place for them to go and reach the maximum potential.
Okay. Very right. So there's also the Golden Bells Award. The district received the Golden Bells Award.
Yes.
What are Golden Bells Award? And what do they tell us about innovation and education excellence within Lammersville Unified?
So, and I can't remember how, we have a lot of them. It's an award given through the California School Boards Association, and they award them every December at the annual education conference. And I know we've gotten, last year we got one, and the year before we got one, and most recently we received an award for our EPIC program, which is the Wellness Center, but we got one for the EPIC program the year before, and those are programs that are at the high school, and the EPIC program is just one of my favorite things because it's like having an alternative high school within the same high school. So even the kids that need alternative education do not have to leave the Mountain House campus, and that's also something you don't see anywhere else. True. So they instead of taking the regular course curriculum, they have some courses, but they also do an internship where they have a mentor. They do job interviews. There's a job hiring fair, and they go to their area of interest, and then they work throughout the school year. And then at the end of the year, there's an EPIC expo, and they give presentations and talk about what they've learned and how it's impacted their lives and how it's helped them plan for their future. And you know, we have students that do internships with district employees, like school secretaries, maintenance, and operations. And then, you know, if we don't have something in our district that they're interested in, we have community partners that help them do that. And so that's one of the things that we earned a Golden Bell Award for. And so I guess what is to recognize what a school district is doing that's making an impact on the lives of students. And you know, they recognize those districts, and hopefully that can inspire other districts to catch on and benefit students elsewhere by implementing something similar in their district.
Mm-hmm. And we have, like she said, we have wellness centers in most of our sites, and they are like, trust me, they're like a spa. I've been there, and they have snacks. So kids love snacks.
They do.
And they like spa-like feeling. So they have bean bags and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So it's nice. And then, you know, with the kind of generation that we are with, they are fully stressed. So even just a few seconds of escape to somewhere to maybe check their phone or talk to someone, or, you know, that's something that's needed. And we have made it part of our school everyday life here, so which is good. And I'm happy that we're able to offer it to everybody. And it's so beautiful, and it's so unique in its own way, and it's still within campus. You don't have to leave campus for that.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That should be encouraging for students to go to school.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, as encouraging as all these achievements are, there's been a pressing issue in the community. One topic we hear frequently from residents is overcrowding, particularly at the Mountain High School. From the district's perspective, how significant is this issue, and what is being done to address it?
I'm going to just say that I'll talk about what we've done already to address it. Anything that might be future, I'm going to have to defer to Saint, because if it's something within the jurisdiction of the school board and could be on the agenda, the Brown Act would prohibit me from talking about anything. But I can say that we are aware of the growth. We know we're a growth district. I mean, that, you know, we build a new K-8 school every time, you know, the student generation number starts getting there. And so we're prepared to house those students. With respect to the high school, you know, when it became clear a few years ago that the generation numbers weren't accurate and that we were going to get more students each year than the student generation number that they had identified as being correct was not correct, we took steps, because one thing that this community values is the 7-period day. And so, you know, we could have taken the easy route out and said, well, we're just going to go back to a 6-period day, and that will cycle students through differently so we don't have all of them on campus at once. But we didn't do that. We preserved the 7-period day by first bringing in portables so that we could build the 15 classroom building that we have opened up now. And that provides space for students up until we get to 2,900 students. So we will have, you know, we will have the space for them. And going forward in the future, the district is actively aware and looking at solutions. And, you know, that's what I love about this district, is that we're problem solvers, and we will solve the problem and do our best. And so, I don't know what you have your thoughts on that.
I have a totally different perspective on this. So although we have like a lot of families who have kids going to school, and we have increasing number of empty nesters, because the lifestyle in Mountain House is so good that the empty nesters don't want to leave. So I don't think we're gonna be at the brim and break. We may be at the brim, touch and go, but I don't think we are gonna do that, because a lot of us have homes here. We don't want to go to somewhere else where we cannot afford a living just because our kids have left the nest. So this is convenient. This is like a resort life. In just over the hill, you go there's full drama, and then you come here after 6 o'clock, you see people walking, and you can get that resort life montage anywhere in Mountain House. So I feel like this is a problem that we are facing right now. I don't think we're going to break at the brim at the moment, and because I see a pattern now, the TK classes, we used to have a lot of TK classes. Now we're reducing the number of TK classes because the kids have grown up. They've gone to the next level. So the number of classes are, you know, going down in the elementary level, which is going to eventually show up in the high school too. And another thing that I don't know if you're aware, we have a dual enrollment program in Delta. So we're bringing that to the high school this year, which is going to make more teachers available for the other classes, because usually if a class is popular, there's like so many students in that and there's not enough teachers to teach that class. So by bringing in courses like Delta or any other option, this is going to help the families do different things at different times, and then there's enough for everyone to learn from. So this Delta College program is something that, so it's a advanced, all the general education courses that you can take in college, you'll have an option to do it in Mountain House High School before you even leave high school. So we've had that in the past. It was an online thing, but this year they're trying to bring the DEP onto the campus. So they'll have one of the periods which will have a dual enrollment program. And I feel like that's gonna ease up the crowd a little bit. And I don't think I personally feel like we're not at capacity, or we still have a good amount of time to reach that, I feel.
And we're gonna address it. I wish I had a crystal ball. I wish I knew if your crystal ball is right. I don't know what the future holds, because I look at the first grade numbers. I don't look at TK or kindergarten numbers, because those are not required grades for students to attend. So I look at those numbers, but honestly, I don't think anybody really knows. We don't have a crystal ball, because
Right. And there's another aspect to this. During COVID, people did not have to commute. Now, because people are commuting, the income of new people it's gone down. I mean, the inflow of people have come down. So slowly, people are like, we already have enough here, and I think because we are not having too many new families who are moving in, I think it's gonna. I know it went like that. I think it's slowly going to take a slow dip and then gradually grow. That's what I feel is going to happen now with this. And then you may not know that we have a visa issue going on and a green card issue going on. So if people are not able to continue here with the proper visa, they cannot continue here. And a lot of children, the first kids in the family may not have been born here. So if they are on a H4 visa, they cannot do their college here. Right? After 21, they age out. So they may have to leave the country. With that in mind, a lot of families are thinking of moving back and they're doing so many things. So there's like so many moving pieces which could actually change this overcrowding a little bit, not a lot, a little bit. But I feel like I have a kid in high school now. So he's a 10th grader. I'm aware of it and I'm on the receiving end too. So I know that this is going to be okay. I feel like this year is going to be okay than last year.
And the issue is that there's more construction going on of houses. Mm-hmm. So what you're saying is probably true. And then the other fact is that there's also more construction.
Right.
So those are more families coming in.
Right.
So where does that?
And that's a great question, but I think that we are a growth district and will probably be a growth district for a while. Will we be overcrowded? I don't know.
Yeah.
But we will be growing. We will be constantly growing for a while. And it's to our benefit. I hope we do grow. I think, it's more affordable for people to live out in this area.
So that's the offset I was talking about. So
Yeah.
it's offsetting the empty nesters. The new people who are coming into the lakes and whatnot, they're offsetting the empty nesters because I don't see anybody from my street moving out. We're going to live here forever. That's what I think. And we have like 2 or 3 families who have elementary kids. Half of them are in college and half of them are like in high school and 1 foot out the door already.
And they're planning on staying.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not leaving.
Because that's the big question, I think, is how many people, when their kids grow up, will leave? Because what we've been seeing in other villages is as soon as the kids grow up, they leave, sell their house, and then people with kids move in. But that will be interesting to track, like that, maybe.
Because of the jobs, like I said,
Yeah.
it's all, everybody has to go to the Bay. And most IT jobs, this is the closest resort life that we can have with a big backyard. And I have a dog and the dog's running out and I need something. I just have to go over the hill and that's Mountain House. You land here. So I feel like that's the reason why this offset. I believe that the offset is real because I'm able to see it from at least a personal front. Like with my friends, I have friends whose children are in college and they only have 1 kid and they're still living here because they like this. They don't want to leave our friend group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I feel
Yeah.
personally. And you call it a resort. I call Mountain House an oasis.
Yeah.
Because it feels like so nice. It's it's kind of sheltered away from the crowded places that are just at our
Yeah.
a car ride away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what you're saying, I agree with both of you. But the worries are real. I mean, and the frustration is sort of beginning to grow. The kids' experiences at the Mountain House with overcrowding, opportunities and access to certain things when there's so many kids. There's all that people are talking about all that. So,
And
what should families expect over the several years?
And I will say, as a parent of a middle schooler, I feel that too. Like that we want opportunities for our kids, and the best environment for kids is important to me. Not just because I have a child, but because of all her. I want kids to have opportunities because Saint said it early on. Education is that window, and the more opportunities they can get through education, the more prepared they are for life. So what I can say is that is the priority of the district. It always has been, and we're working very hard to make sure that we can provide the best environment for kids. And I hope the community can maybe understand that piece that we take this personally, because even the board members who don't have kids really care about the best interest of them and want that great. Look what we've built. We do not want to lose that. We want to go to the next level. So that is what our focus is. And I don't know if that brings any assurance, but
The
I hope it
turnaround
does.
time is amazing. I have seen so many schools, they're like, really? They're bringing a school next summer? And I'm like, oh, almost ready.
Yeah.
So it's like the turnaround time to cater to the needs of the community. That's amazing. That's one of the unique qualities of our district is what I feel. And I understand, but this is part of growing pains is what I want to think. And this shouldn't in any way shoo someone from coming here or giving us a shot, because this is something that's going to make us more stronger. And then the district is aware. They are trying to take action. And like I said, I'm a parent of the high school. I have a kid who's in DECA. And I've seen the DECA group growing in hundreds. But it's amazing because we bring back hundreds of awards back, which is good. So I'm like, there's more horses to run. So it's okay. I'll take the chances.
When I was stronger.